Okay, time is up. We will begin. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's training section on cellular troubleshooting. I am Aslam, and I will be guiding you through the basic process of identifying and resolving cellular problems. We will take an in-depth look at cellular problems and show you with the general process to troubleshooting this issue. Can you guys hear my voice? I want to check before the next step. If you can, please send something in the chat box. Thanks. Okay. Today's content will be breakdown into 4 sections. Okay. Will be breakdown into 4 sections. First, we will explain the basic troubleshooting steps according to different states of devices. For example, we have multiple devices have cellular module like gateways, routers, and different kind of routers. And the first part is a general process to rule out each possible cause. You need to finish the previous step before move on to the next step. And the second part is log analysis. We will show you different logs, contact, and their meanings. And the third part is debug steps explanation. A lot of debug method we mentioned on the first part will be explained in this section. And the last part is to fetch module log, which means through all the previous steps, if you still can't solve the problem, you need to get the module log and share with us the steps you have been doing and the result. And the problems, you should send it to us together, and our support team will help you to investigate it together. So before start today's training, I kindly remind that if you have any questions, you can, while you're watching, you can just type it in the chat box. We have another engineer to respond at the same time. And if today's meeting have time left, the rest of the time will be used as a QA section. Okay, let's begin the first part. Troubleshooting steps. We have draw a flowchart to tell you the basic point of the cellular problem troubleshooting. And the first thing is to check if the cellular, if the gateway or router support cellular. And the next step is to check if the system can recognize cellular module. And next is to check if the cellular module can recognize the SIM card inserted. Next step, check if the gateway or router can get cellular IP, and which is exactly whether the module can dial up successfully. And it will separate to 3 conditions. The first one is the gateway router never got cellular IP, and the second situation is the gateway router can get cellular IP sometimes. The third situation is the router and gateway can get cellular IP, but no network or have drop-down problems. Okay, and we will start with checking if the gateway or router support cellular. As you can see from this picture, on the left, okay, it is a device overview, and from the device model, you can see if the device supports cellular. The cellular model are usually named as LXXS, for example, L04 and EU. L means 4G LTE, and the rest part means module model and region, you can see more detailed informations of our naming convention in this link. And another step is to upgrade to the latest firmware. The latest firmware will fix the known issue and historical issues. And if the upgrade don't fix the problem, and we could check further on latest firmwares. And here's the downlink to the latest firmware and our release note. Release note will publish some bug fixed or some new features. And next step is to check whether the cellular module can be recognized by the system. You can check if the module information can be displayed on web page. We can see the recognized field picture on here, and this picture is recognized correctly. And if the device cannot recognize the module, then you should try to replace the power adapter to check if it is caused by insufficient or unstable power supply. And if the device still not recognized after replacing the adapter, then you can try get the logs. Then you need to get the logs and try hard reset, because after hard resets, all the informations will be lost. And if the hard reset works, this means this might be related to a software issue. Then you need to send us the logs to analyze for the root cause. And if not, and then which means if hard reset not work, then there may be a hardware damage. The cellular module is abnormal, but for usually 67, you need to try to replug the module to check if it can be restored, and we will explain how to replug the module in the after pages. Now this part is about the device cannot recognize cellular module, and the next part is the device can recognize it correctly. Okay, if the device can recognize cellular module, then we need to check if the module can recognize SIM card. From the web page, we can check if it have ever displayed registered or banned information. If it have, then it means the cellular module recognize the SIM card. But if they are never displayed, and then you need to check the connectivity between the card and the card slot. Okay, you need to try to insert the SIM card to another device to check if the SIM card is working properly. And another step is to check the SIM card. If the card work properly on another device, check the SIM card is inserted correctly on the gateway or router. And you can also check not inserted informations or SIM failure and some other kind of the module don't recognize SIM card in the log files. We will talk about it later. Due to this issue is caused by the connectivity between card and the card slot, so you need to check if the pin of the card slot is okay, and whether the damage is caused by whether the SIM card slot is damaged by violent unplugging or incorrect SIM card insertion. Okay, if it have displayed registered or banned in before, so it means the card can be recognized by the modules, and we go to the next step. If they have displayed before, it means the device have successfully registered to the network before. Then we need to check if the module can get IP steadily. Here's a few preconditions need to check. before we move on. You can see from the picture, the first thing is to check the SIM card, if the SIM card can work properly on another device. And the second and third is to check APN and the username password are required and they are filled in correctly. The fourth step is to check if the SIM card support IMS. If not, you need to disable it on our gateway and router. Fifth step is to check if the SIM card supports roaming, because if you buy the SIM card from an area, then you use it in another area. If the SIM card do not support roaming, then it will also cause problems when the device is trying to get cellular up. And the sixth step is to check if the carrier requires IMEI authentication or if the card is bound to another device. Seventh step is to check the cellular antenna. Confirm the antenna was properly installed. After finishing these preconditions, now we can divide it into two situations. If the device can get cellular IP sometime, and if it cannot get cellular IP sometime. If it can get cellular IP, and then you could check log and use other device to confirm whether the signal is not received. And if so, then try to reset the module and the log band. If it never gets cellular IP, try manually dialing with AT command. About AT command, we will explain it. Later also. And if it is still not work, you could get cellular log and you could get module log and send it for us for the analysis. The next page is this step is based on the cellular IP can be successfully acquired. The purpose is to troubleshoot about intermittent connections. You can check the connection duration and check ping detection. If the connection duration is intermittently clearing of or zero, then this reconnection may be triggered by ping detection. We will explain ping detection in next page. And if so, you can try to disable ping detection or modify the ICMP server. And the intermittent issue may also be caused by signal, very poor cellular signal may also cause the connection to down and reconnect. And you need to make sure the antenna is properly installed. Placing it in outdoors will also help it get a better signal. And reconnection issues may also be caused by the power supply, because if the device was having a power outage, and it surely will disconnect. So you should also check the powering issues. After ensuring that the signal and the power are stable, if disconnection still occurs, please get the module log and send it for us for further analysis. And for about how to get module log, it is the first part of today's training, so we will explain it in the last. Okay, we go next step. This is about how ping detection works. I will cover it on a brief introduction. Our device will periodically ping a destination to make sure the current link is available. And if the ping detection is okay, then the link will be marked as up. And if the ping detect failed, and then the current link will be marked as down. According to the link failover mechanism, the system will switch to another link according to its priority. And if the previous, if the high priority link reconnect again, and the device will switch back to the high priority link. And if the ping fails, if your ping detection always fail, then maybe your SIM card is a private SIM card, and our default ICMP ping server IP address is Google's DNS server 8.8.8.8, and if it is a private SIM card and the operator prohibits a ping, or the operator can only ping a certain specific IP address, and then you need to check with the operator. Okay, we go next. Next part. Here we comes about log analysis. In this part, we will analyze some classic logs about our gateways and the routers and explain to you what does it mean. We mentioned that power issue may cause the cellular disconnect. So here is logs about how to check power issue in the log. We will start with system log first. The first example is that reboot triggered by command line. You can see in this picture, user root PID block CMD reboot. That means this reboot is triggered by command line. And the second example is system is rebooting. When you see this information in the log file, this usually indicates that the device was rebooted by clicking the reboot button on the web GUI. Okay, here is the normal example of reboot in the log, and we have two more examples talking about possible power supply problems. Here, you can search the keyword booting. If you can only find the system is booting in the log and they do not have other related logs that talks about why they started rebooting, and this might be caused with power supply issues, because if the device suddenly experiencing a power outage, and then it cannot log any more logs, so you cannot see any other informations in the log file, and when it have reconnected to the power, so it starts to rebooting. That's clue to indicate the adapter or the power environment is not stable, and you need to check the power environment or try to replacing the adapter. And this is the log about gateway. And here's another example in our router. You can check if they are suddenly without no symbol that start to booting itself. This might be caused by power supply issue. And especially we will talk about our UG 67 because it have super capacity inside, so it can lock down power outage. You can check in the log if it displayed power detect equals 0, which means the input power is not enough to fully power up the device, and if it display 1, power detect equals 1, and which means the power is okay. You need to check whether the power detect equals 0 persistent in a corresponding time range or rapidly switch between 0 and 1, which will means the power supply is not stable. You need to check with you need to check the power supply and try to replace the adapter. Okay, that's the part about our logs of power issue. The next part is how to define if our system cannot recognize cellular module. Before getting the log, you need to change the log severity to debug mode. when you change the log severity to debug, you need to wait for the system to log new information because the previous log won't change the severity. And from system log, you can search the open it with text editor, whatever you like, and search the keyword TTY USB. After confirming the power supply, if you still can see a really not large number of cellular TTY USB not found in the log, this means it maybe have a poor contact or other abnormality in the cellular module. But if you can only see a little TTY USB not found in the log file, then it might be a normal behavior because usually the cellular startup is slower, which might cause the system don't recognize it. Therefore, this phenomenon still to be combined with the web page display and power supply condition to observe. So sometimes it is possible for the system to fail to recognize the module, and then it's okay. You need to confirm that there is a large number of it. Next is how to determine that if the SIM card can be recognized by the module. Previous logs is system log. You can check it in the log files open system.log. And here is our cellular logs. Cellular log is the log of cellular's application level behavior. We will use AT command, or it will display AT command itself to recognize if the SIM card is inserted or not. We will take routers, for example, at first. For about how to download this log, you can check the PPT PowerPoint. The AT command AC plus cping question mark is to query the module whether it recognizes the SIM card or not. The left picture is a bad example. It means recognize failed. It displayed SIM not inserted, and the right picture is cping ready, which means the cellular module can recognize SIM card normally. And these are examples of router. Our router have a separated log file named cellular log, but our gateway have, if you have changed the log severity to debug, then the cellular log will display in the system log. And then here is the gateway system log. You can check if the cellular log in gateway in system log can will have displayed SIM not inserted, which means the cellular module cannot recognize SIM card. And sometimes in some real conditions, SIM failure will also displayed in the log, and when you type in AT plus cping question mark, then the module replies SIM failure, and it means the connectivity between SIM card and card slot is very poor and unstable. Probably means about the module can detect the SIM card is inserted but cannot use it. So we need to check the connectivity between them. The checklist first is to check the surface of SIM card if it is oxidized, and to check the SIM card holder is if it is too smaller and will cause it to move on the card slot. And you can also try to replug SIM card or press the SIM card slot in case it have poor connectivity. And the fourth step is to check the surface of the card slot is abnormal, if it is damaged by violent pulling or inserting, then this may cause the pull contact between SIM card and card slot. Okay, and next log is to check whether the we mentioned pin detection in the previous page, and here's the log about cellular dump due to pin detection failed. We will take routers at first. You can see it is UR3X series, and in the log you can see cellular link becomes ready, and it means the module have successfully registered. But below down you can see the pin detection. It have sent one package but received none. Then the pin detection fails, which the program will mark this link as done. For this situation, you need to check if the detection is done every 3 minutes, because our pin detection is periodically in 3 minutes. So if the link disconnects every 3 minutes, then there is a high possibility it was caused by pin detection failed. And this is router's log. We have gateway's log also. You can see in this picture, the cellular link becomes ready, and also here's the pin detection. It was failed also. Then this indicates that the pin detection failed. The cellular is down by pin detection. So we need to check if the ICMP server address is successful or it is a private type SIM card according to the previous steps. And here is the UR775 version 3 log file, and it is a bit different from our gateways and routers. You can follow this file path to get RT from log, and from this log you can see it whereas the cellular is up and the pin detection is failed also. That's the differences between our the log differences between our different devices. Okay, and the next part is register process of cellular. This is cellular log, and when the module is starting registering, and here's the basic process of its registering behavior. It will start with AT command, and this part the module will print its self-check information. We can see from the screen that it uses ATZ to get cellular module configuration file, and send AT plus CG to check the cellular module. And our cellular model is EC25, and AT plus QGMR to get cellular module version. And this step is still self-check informations. And till here, there are still self-check informations to check the GPS function, disable MBM selection. And we mentioned AT plus C pin question mark before. It have 3 more error messages if the card is not recognized by the module, and you can see it will display SIM card not inserted in the previous pages. But if it is ready, it will display ready, and it can also display pin error. This means you filled in the wrong pin. And the second situation is pin required. It means the pin code is not filled. Then you need to fill in the pin code in the front page. And the third situation is SIM PUK. It means this SIM card has been locked, and you need to use another phone to unlock it before using. And the rest part is query ISMI code to query the using the environments of the cellular to check the band configuration, to query network certain orders, and query imported MBM file list. This is also checking itself. From here, you can see it will use AT command to set an APN username and password for the module. This will displayed as according to the APN username and password you fill in on the web page, and you can check it in the log also. And AT plus QC FG is querying network searching module mode configuration. And in here, the module displayed the signal level and register status actively. If I display it when the first time it's registering network successfully, you can also use this command to query it manually. And this command is to enable IMS function. If your operator do not support it, you can switch the 1 to 0 to disable it. And AT plus QNW info means query network info. You can see reply replies TDD LTE is bandwidth and its frequency. Okay, and AT plus CG REG question mark, and it is querying network register status. Please notice the one being marked in this picture. That's the actually network status. If it is displayed 2 or 0, then it means not registered. And if it is displayed 1 or 5, it is registered successfully, but 5 represents for roaming network. And if it displays 3, then it is registration denied. And if it is display 4, it is an unknown status. Okay, and the last page of our register process. You can use AT plus COPS question mark to query the current selected network operator. And you can see the reply is China Mobile. That's our testing environment and network operator. And you can also use AT plus CSQ to query the cellular signal level. Check the marked number in this picture. This is real cellular level, and the value range starts from 0 to 31. And when it's bigger, then the cellular is better. But if the value is 99, then it stands for no signal. You can also use AT plus QENG equal serving cell. It is querying the information of serving cells, and then the module will reply the serving cells information, LT, TTT, and 460 is its bandwidth. And here is the signal level 2. You can see it was switching because the mechanism will try to get the better signal itself. It will switch from different serving cells and choose best one. Okay, that's the part of our cellular register progress. And we'll start to analyze cellular logs. Our first example is to check pole signal in the cellular log. If the QNW info returns no surveys, or the CSQ value is 99 or close to 0, then it usually reflects the device have a pulse signal and keep researching the surrounding serving cells, which will result in the cellular registration failure. It was obviously, and the troubleshooting steps is to make sure the SIM card is available on the other device, and which will prove that the SIM card can working properly. And also you can replace the antenna or place it in outdoors, which will get a better signal level. And then the third step is try to reset the cellular module, or try hard reset, but hard reset will lose all the configurations. So we suggest to choose resetting module. And first step is to check the band which registered on other device. And lock band, we will talk about lock band in after pages, because our cellular module have a mechanism to determine which band is the best, and it will store it in his memories. And if you have moved the device to another place, and in that place this band is not very good, but it will still use this band to connect, which might cause this problem. So you can use reset cellular module to make it choose the new band. Okay, and if this still not work, then you can capture cellular module log and send us for further analysis. Okay, our second example is after the device is registered to the network, then there is a dialing issue. For example, it returns 2-1, and remember 1 represents for registered successfully. Then, however, in the system log, you can see fail to bring up the cellular, which indicates the device can't dial up successfully, and this is usually incorrect configuration caused this dial up to be rejected by the operator. And this is the cellular log, and you can see it registered successfully, and the signal is very good. And but in the system log, at the same time in the system log, and it was failed to bring up cellular. And here is the steps to troubleshoot it. The first is still confirm with the operator, make sure the APN username password is correctly filled. You may feel confused why we still need to check it in this step, because some operators may not reject you register the network if you use APN username password wrong, but it will refuse you to get it will refuse you to dial up. So you still need to check these informations. And the second step is to check if the operator supports IMS. If not, then we mentioned AT command before. You can disable it, and or we will explain it. You can refer to the after pages. We will talk about it later. And the third step is to check if the SIM card only supports PPP, this method to dial up. If it is, then you can enable PPP preferred on the device. And the first step is also, and if you cannot, if this do not work, then capture the cellular module log for us. Okay, the third example, and this is the last example of our cellular log. This example is about registration field. Due to different strategies of operators, registration field denied may not be returned from the operator. And you can see we mentioned the network status before. Some operators may not, maybe some operators may not return you the right error code because we have number 3, then this error code means registration fail denied. But some operator might not may not return it to you, then and you may get 0 or 2 not registered, and the steps you need to follow is to make sure the SIM card is not in arrears, and make sure the SIM card is not locked, and make sure the authentication information such as APN, username, password is correct, and contact the operator, confirm whether the card has been rejected and why it has been rejected. And the last step is still capture the cellular module. And for how to determine this situation, you can check the log. The signal is okay, but it cannot register successfully, and it will keep switching between 1 and 2 or not registered, which means it can get good signal, but it was rejected. It was rejected by the operator. Okay, that's the whole part of our log analysis. Let's move on to the third part. We will talk about different debug methods. We have mentioned a lot of debug methods in the previous steps. Then this part will have a detailed explanation of it. The first method is how to reset our device. We took UR 765 for example. The reset button is below the SIM card slot, and you should don't press the reset button for about 15 seconds, and the system light will start to flash rapidly, indicating that the reset is complete. Okay, this is the hard reset, and we also mentioned our UG67 is special, and if the system do not recognize cellular module, you can try to replug the cellular module. First, you should disassemble the device. The step is using a screwdriver, remove the screws from the housing. You can see from this picture, we have 2 screws here. And check if the cellular module is losing on the motherboard. Remove the cellular module and replug it onto the board. If you don't know how to do it, if you are unable to do it, or these steps still not work, and please contact us, and we will discuss the next steps. Okay, that's the hardware debug methods, and we will go back to software. We mentioned if you have moved the device, then the device might use the best band for remembered in its memory, and however the new place this band is very poor, so you need to lock the band, and we took our routers for example first. For UR3X series, you can go to the web page, navigate to network interface, cellular, select the frequency band you want to lock. Do not forget to click save and apply. And you may see different web GUIs, and it is the same you can do in this. You can refer into this picture to do your settings. Okay, next example is our UR75 or UF51 version 2 examples. And you can go to the web page, network interface, cellular, and click edit, and select the frequency band you want to log. Do not forget to click Save and Apply to. That's the routers. The next example is our gateways. Our gateway needs to use AT command to lock frequency band, but our routers have the web page to send AT command. Okay, and you need to confirm that you have enabled SSH access on gateway first. Then you can use the SSH tools, whichever you like. We took PuTTY for example. Log into the gateway and fill in the right username and password, and type enable, and it will enter the privilege mode and type configuration terminal, and it will enter the configuration mode, and then send cellular send at AT and this command, and it will lock the band at 80. And for other commands for locking, for lock frequency band, you can check this file. And for other models, and you may contact us for further advice. And we want you to note that you need to wait the module to respond to send the next command. It is recommended the interval between each AT command is 3 seconds. Okay, then here's the steps to redial the cellular module. We will also use AT command. The same steps to use SSH to connect to the gateway, and the AT command is AT plus cfun equals 0, and it is off, and then send AT plus cfun equals 1, and which means it is on again, and the module will redial itself. Okay, this is about our gateways, and this example is about our routers. As I mentioned before, that our routers have a web page. You can send the AT commands directly. Do not need to use SSH to access it. Go to maintenance, tools, debugger, and cellular debugger. You can see in this screen, you could just you could simply click send to send cellular commands, and it is the same cellular command. Equals 0 means turn off, equals 1 means turn on, and still you need to wait the module to return OK before executing the next command. Okay, we have talked about gateways and the UR6X series. The next you can guess it is 75 series and 51 series. It also have web page, go to system, maintenance, cellular debugger. Then you can send the AT command directly, and it is the same AT command. Still, you need to wait return OK before executing the next command. Okay, then we go to next method. This method is the last AT command. It is reset cellular module. Although reset the device have the same effects, but reset device will lose all the configurations. We suggest you use AT command to reset, and won't influence any other configurations. Just make the cellular module to forget everything. The same method, the same ways to connect the gateway on SSH, and the reset cellular module command is AT and F0. For other modules, and you need to contact us for further steps. And this is just the steps for about UG 56 and UG 6 series and UR 3X series. Okay. In the previous steps, we also talked about pin detection, and if the cellular down is caused by the pin detection, then here we come the software debug method to change the ICMP server IP address or just disable the pin detection. Before starting this method, you need to make sure that your network dump is due to the pin detection. For UR3X series, you can go to network, interface, link failover, modify it, or just disable it. Remember to click save and apply, then it will really take effect. Okay, this is the UR3X series. The next example is our gateway. For gateways, go to network, link failover, SLA, modify the destination IP address. It is the ICMP server IP address. And remember to click save and apply. And if you want to disable it, you could just set the start time as none. Okay, the last example you can guess it is our UR75 and UF51. Go to network, interface, link failover, and SLA. Click edit. In this page, you can change the ICMP pin server IP address and choose it enabled or not enabled. Still remember to click save and apply to take effect. Okay, and that's the whole explanation of our method, debug method, both software and hardware. Here we comes the last part of today's section, how to fetch module log. Actually, it is the most easy part of it of today. We only have one page talking about it. Our module log named is QXDM log. You can for UR3X series or UG 56 or UG6 series, go to maintenance tools, QXDM log, click start, and the device will automatically perform a cellular redial that runs for about 5 minutes. And then you can click stop and download and show the QXDM log with us for further analysis. For other modules, a special tool are needed to get module log. So please contact us for further advice. And somebody might confuse about the different logs that we talk about today. We mentioned the system log and the cellular log, and the last one is QXDM log. The system log is our routers or gateway system information. How to enable SSH for UG? Okay. Okay. Our agent will reply to you on the chat box. The system log is about our routers and gateway system information, and the cellular log. For routers, we have separated cellular log, but for gateways, our cellular log will display in the system log, in the gateway system log, and system log is the application level cellular module information, and this QXDM log is the network level log between the module and the operator. So there's 3 different logs, and we do not need to analyze the QXTM log, but it is the automatic ultimate method to analyze why this cellular is down. So that's the posing of our today's sharing. Okay, just one thing you need to remember that if you have done all these steps before, and then they should still have, and it is not solved, then you need to share with us the steps you have done and the result, and get the QSTM log. Then we will investigate together with you. Okay. Before stop our training today, and we want to know if you have any other questions, we can talk about it now. You could just type in the chat box. And it seems no one have some questions. Then thanks you once again for your participation, and you have a nice day. My pleasure to present this this training for you. Okay. Then if you do not have questions, you can leave this meeting. Thank you very much. Wish you have a nice day.